As taste and tech change the game, players have flocked online and to the arena. But with popular titles and a finger on the pulse of esports, can this hitmaker take investors to the next level?
In a turbulent time for the market, we want to fall back on companies that can deliver. Companies like Kramer fave Take-Two Interactive Software, the best video game publisher in the business. For years, Take-Two stock chugged steadily higher, but then late last year, the whole group went into a tailspin as investors freaked out about the rise of a new kind of competition, these free-to-play battle royale games like Fortnite. Take-Two stock spent months getting hammered, pulling back from $139 last October to $84 this February. Since then, though, it's been on fire. Take-Two never stopped releasing huge titles. They're making a fortune on Grand Theft Auto Online, Red Dead Redemption 2, and all the 2K sport games. This NBA 2K may be the thing that we have to talk about more than anything. After climbing steadily from its lows, the stock launched into the stratosphere last week when Take-Two reported a spectacular quarter. 22-cent earnings beat off a 5-cent basis, much higher than expected sales, up 46% year-over-year, highest ratio of expectation to beat that I follow. Plus, management's full-year forecast was fantastic, especially since they're about to launch Borderlands 3 next month, which could be one of the year's biggest titles. The stock exploded higher on the news, and I think it's got much more room to run. But do not take it from me. Let's check in with Strauss Zelnick, the bankable chairman and CEO of Take-Two Interactive. Learn more about the quarter where his company's headed. Mr. Zelnick, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Strauss.
Jim, how are you?
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Well, first, I'm just going to straight out congratulate you. It was the best beat of 2019.
Thank you.
And it was Grand Theft, but it was also NBA 2K, but it was also Red Dead Redemption. You've been in the hit business all your life. Have you ever seen so many hits click at once?
Well, even answering the question makes me nervous.
I know. That's like asking the Eagles just won 10 straight. Can it continue?
Look, we're incredibly grateful to our creative teams, and they keep delivering. And the reason they deliver is our strategy is to make the best entertainment. We are focused on being the most creative, the most efficient, and the most innovative company in the entertainment business. We don't always succeed, as you know,
right.
But that's what we aim to do every day.
Well, let's talk about that. Last time you were on, 2 times ago, you were on, you said, okay, we screwed up NBA 2K. It didn't have the right launch because you weren't happy with the numbers, and you said, don't worry about it. Last time you were on, I kept pressing you on Fortnite. You told me it's just going to make things better. Both panned out exactly as you said. Now, that's something you got to be proud of.
We're really happy with how NBA 2K is doing. Ooh. And by the way, we're happy with how Fortnite is doing. Hits are good for the marketplace. NBA 2K19 has now sold in 12 million units, and recurrent consumer spending was up 140% in the quarter. It is extraordinary.
And there was a time when you would sit here and NBA season would end.
That's right.
And sales would drop. You name Anthony Davis, you get the right music going on in the background. It doesn't stop. It's not even a blip.
That's right. It used to be about a 3-month experience. Right? Now it's a 9 or 10-month experience. Our goal is to make that a 12-month experience, an experience that never ends, just gets better and better.
There's a country where that's already the case, isn't it?
You are.
China?
Yeah, well, with China, we, of course, have our online game. So NBA 2K Online in China, we launched the second version, second iteration. That title's up 75% year over year, and we have 46 million registered users. It remains the #1 PC sports title in China.
Meanwhile, 110 million. What are we up to now for Grand Theft?
Well, we're still saying 110 million units,
okay.
but you should know, in the past 6 months, 5 out of those 6 months, it's been a top 10 title.
That's incredible.
And Grand Theft Auto Online set a new record in the first quarter.
Okay,
that's before the launch of the Casino Pack, which is huge.
Okay, well, I was going to take what a clown I am. Okay, so I'm reading through. And what I asked Strauss, and I see that you've got this thing. I think maybe you opened a casino, Diamond Casino and Resort. And I go to Expedia.
Oh, you thought it was like a physical casino. Yeah. You were ready to book a ticket.
Because you had all the things. And I said, you know what? He's got a palace of gaming. You do that thing so well. You make it so realistic.
Well, Rockstar Games has done an amazing job. And social casino is a big part of the interactive entertainment business. It's great to be in the social casino business now through Red Dead Online and Grand Theft Auto Online.
Well, let's talk about Red Dead. The numbers there are amazing. Was the world just craving for a Western?
We think so. And, you know, the conventional wisdom before the launch of the first Red Dead Redemption was Westerns don't work in interactive entertainment. Truth is, if you give an audience something that's unexpected and fantastic, they show up for it. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is now sold in 25 million units. Massive hit.
Yeah, of course. Strauss knows that my nephew, Cliff Mason, writes the show with me. I asked him how big, because he just sits there. He plays a lot of the games while we're writing the show together. He said Borderlands 3 going to be big, but not as big as Red Dead. So don't get your hopes up. What do you think of his view? He's a conservative like you, right?
Look, very few titles can rise to the level of Rockstar Games' title. And if Borderlands 3 became close to Red Dead Redemption 2, we'd be just thrilled. The truth is that Borderlands 3 coming out in September is shaping up to be a massive title because the catalog's been selling great.
Well, I wanted to talk about that because it's almost like a prequel. The catalog becomes a prequel.
Yeah, the catalog is...
The margins must be incredible.
The margins are high. We're delivering up-res versions, and consumers are really loving it. I think a concern that we had was, it's been almost 8 years since Borderlands 2, and you wonder whether, consumers see that as a fresh title. It seems like the buzz is saying absolutely yes.
Okay, now Grand Theft in the news again. President comes out, links it to gun violence. Every time I've done it, I think there's been 3 different appearances in Washington. You have statistics, empirical data, which shows it just isn't right. But I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Well, let's just start with, Jim, you and I we're both fathers. We're sons. We're siblings. This is a terrible tragedy, senseless tragedy. And, it's fun to talk about entertainment, but, lives were lost. The truth is, it's disrespectful to the victims and the families to point the finger at entertainment. Entertainment is part of people's daily joy, and it's consumed worldwide, and it's the same worldwide. Gun violence is uniquely American, and that has to change, and that will only change if we address the real issues.
And if you found that it was creating gun violence, you would stop it. You'd pull the title.
In the same way that I wouldn't choose to market substances that cause people to get sick.
Right. Oh, I don't want to leave it on that because there's just too much excitement here. I went out to see NVIDIA recently with her team. They had this ray trace. I couldn't tell what was a real actor and what was... That's all in the future. It's going to be even bigger than what you have now.
Well, we have a new console generation coming, and that's going to allow us to do some things that we haven't been able to do before creatively. That's exciting. But as I've said before, we're going to reach a point where you won't be able to tell the difference between what's created in the computer and what's real. That doesn't mean we'll do it for all of our games. Borderlands, for example, it's an animated universe. It's always going to be an animated universe. But this promise of taking certain titles like basketball and making it truly look like live action, it's pretty close now. You squint a little bit, it looks like live action. That's really exciting, and that gives our creative folks a new canvas on which to paint.
Well, I want to congratulate you.
Thanks, Jim.
You are a person of your word. You said all these things would come, and I'm not jinxing you, but it was a great quarter. Okay, that's Strauss Zelnick, Take-Two Interactive Chairman CEO. This is the kind of stock you buy when there's craziness, because you see it's a worldwide entertainment juggernaut. Mad Money's back after the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.